Good evening, social media. Man, oh man, what a week it has been. And hey, it's the best day of the week, and you already know what time it is. I'll get I'll get to that in a bit, but hey, don't adjust the screens, don't adjust your tablets, phones, whatever, because you're seeing it right. I got Pickle Rick in the backfield right now, or I should say in the background right now. But hey, you already know what time it is. We got to get into today's episode. There's a lot of stuff we're talking about, but do not forget to click the link in the description of this video and make sure you hit the tab that says truevictory.com. And hey, let me talk to you about truevictory.com. All right. They have a whole bunch of stuff that is definitely worth looking at. They have a whole bunch of stuff. They are veteran owned, veteran operated, and the t-shirts that they have are just, you got to do the Tommy DeVito. You got to do the Tommy DeVito because they are that freaking good. They even have a limited line when it comes to, you know, whether you're a fireman, whether you're a state trooper, whether you're a lot of things. Hell, even if you're military, they have what you're looking for. But hey, I will say this, all right? When it comes to truevictory.com, they have what you're looking for. Even if you are Jesus, I lost my train of thought. Even if you're looking to represent your team colors, whether it's professional or college, hey, doesn't matter. All you gotta do is when you're ready to check out and you found what you're looking for, do not forget to use code No Mercy Sports 15 for 15% off your entire purchase. True Victory, baby. Let them know I sent you. Let's get right into it. Why? It's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. Without further ado, and at the end of the episode, you will know whose game this is, with everybody saying, yeah, I was about to say that, Pickle Rick. God, don't interrupt me. With everybody saying, No Mercy Sports. Let's get into it, Pickle Rick.
Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies, I'm getting to it, Pickle Rick. Damn. God, just it's Pickle Rick, baby. Pickle Rick. Anyways, let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. And man, oh man. Like I said, it's the best day of the week, and ain't nothing better than a Friday. Let's get into it. But you already know I don't do this alone. We got a lot of stuff we're talking about. We got some people that are joining us here today. Here is one of them. He's big, he's spicy, and he has some big and spicy things, baby. Let's fucking do it. Big Mac, what it doing, baby?
Oh, Glad to be here. Glad to be here. I'm sitting here looking at my basketball parlays, seeing how everything's going right now.
Oh,
Looking.
what basketball parlays do you have going on right now?
So I mean, I've got a few of them. I've pretty much got at least one parlay on every basketball game tonight. Um, yeah, no, I got some long shots that are looking real nice right now. Um,
Ooh, okay.
Yes, sir. So I'm just sliding through. Um, Wizards are giving the Celtics some competition right now. It is 49-51 Wizards at the half.
Wow.
Yeah, so as a Wizards fan, that's fucking awesome to see.
I mean, hey, look, I said this from the get go. Even when the season started, the Celtics look like they're the worst reigning defending undisputed champions in basketball right now. And it's only a matter of time before somebody decides to knock them off.
I'll say this though. They win a lot of their games in the first quarter
Mm-hmm.
because they come out and they pretty much they run you off the court.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
And
Look, hey, the Celtics have a lot of young talent, but at the same time, that only gets you so far.
mm, yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. The whole thing is though, like a lot of their talent isn't young.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a few like their two centers that they have coming up. Right, Horford came back this year, so he can continue to mentor them for 1 year. But Luke Cornett, dude, is awesome. He did a fucking no look reverse dunk.
What the fuck?
That's what I was watching. Right, he did it like right before the half ended.
That is unreal.
Yes,
But hey, I will say this: we're gonna stick with basketball. Why? Because college basketball is officially back. I'm getting to it, Pickle Rick. God damn it! Like I said, college basketball is officially back, and yet somehow it feels a bit criminal that the reigning, defending, undisputed back-to-back national champions are sitting at number 2 in the rankings. But I mean, it's no surprise because Kansas is one of those schools that's better at basketball than they are at football. So there's that. However, it kind of makes sense when word was put out that head coach Dan Hurley was a potential candidate for the Lakers head coach position. But hey, good thing he didn't take it because who wants to deal with a diva that thinks they're right all the time? Am I right? You know who you are. In any case, the race begins for the greatest tournament in college sports history. It's not even close. I'll take March Madness any day of the week. But with Dan Hurley remaining as the head coach for UConn, can they run it back and get the coveted three-peat?
I don't think so because their best big man just went to the NBA. What was it? Their shooting guard went to the NBA. So yeah, they're missing a couple of the key pieces that made them a championship team last year. Now, can they be good and competitive? Yeah, absolutely. It's a good program. But do I think they're going to win 3 times? No, because they're missing too many key players now.
I mean, they're missing a few good key players, but I really think that Dan Hurley is a guy that will propel them to the coveted three-peat. I mean, look, UConn it has gone back to back for a reason, and granted, they've lost some players to the NBA draft and everything like that, and a few players are going to be returning and everything, but I mean, what Hurley has been doing with UConn wouldn't surprise me if UConn, at best, gets to the national championship.
I mean, for me, like the most I'd be willing to bet right now is Final Four. Like he could get to the Final Four,
Hmm.
but I don't. You know what I mean? Like, for all we know, he can make it to the Sweet 16 and be kaput. Again, I don't know. I have not looked at college basketball on purpose. I mean, legitimately, I got a bonus bet to place on college basketball. That is the only bet that I did, and I just bet on the teams from last year, and that I knew were good last year. That I know I don't know if anybody went to the draft. I'm like, well, I don't think anybody went to the NBA. I mean, I don't remember seeing seniors, so I would bet on.
Right.
Other than that, yeah, no, I missed two legs on that one. So that just, for me, I like to start college basketball when football ends. So you got a couple weeks into the season, you start to see who is who, so I know who to watch.
No, that makes sense. And I'll tell you what. I mean, look, we all know that both college football and the NFL are going to be reigning supreme for like the next month and a half, at most 3 months. But right now we're in the baby stage of college basketball right now. So I mean, it's more of a hey, let's wait and see what happens, especially for UConn because right now Kansas is number one in the rankings, and I'll agree to that. I mean, hell, I even saw Kansas when they had Captain Kirk Heinrich as one of the players, and man, that dude was a killer when he was at Kansas.
Okay.
Let's see, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you eating the Chevly's food, huh? Why?
All right. So they have won their first four games, but mind you, this is who they're competed against: Sacred Heart, New
Mm-hmm.
Hampshire,
Yep.
Le Moyne, and TAMUC. Like, their next game is Memphis. Memphis is that is the hardest team that they're gonna play until they play Baylor in December, and then they play Texas and Gonzaga. Like, they're the middle of their season. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and yeah, I'll agree to that. I mean,
Beginning of the season is cupcakes. They're playing cupcakes so far.
yeah.
But even after
Um,
Memphis, it's MD Eastern, then Baylor, Texas, Gonzaga, Xavier, Butler, DePaul. I mean, right there, I'm maybe like they might lose from the looks of this. I mean, they're they're probably going to finish first or second in the division. But
I'll agree to that.
the problem is Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette can be a problem.
Like, sitting here, see, okay.
But yeah,
Mar-
I mean,
Marquette also has yet to lose a game. And
they're undefeated as well.
yep, and they played Maryland, they played Purdue, they played
Ooh,
George Mason, they played Stony Brook. So I mean, in Central Michigan. So it's like, and mind you, like, none of these are like huge blowouts besides the Stony Brook game.
yeah,
But I mean, these guys are red hot. So I mean, it's not like they don't have competition in their division.
yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, right now, I mean, Marquette is 5-0, UConn
Mm-hmm.
is 4-0. So I mean, we'll see where it lies, because right now DePaul is 5-0, Xavier is 5-0, Providence is 5-0, Creighton is 4-0. Like,
What? DePaul is 5-0.
yes, like that. It's like this. This is one of the better divisions as far as competition. These guys always play up to competition, no matter who they're playing. It's almost always going to be a good game. So knowing that, like, all of these schools have really high athletic. I guess you'd say, like, they have to academically achieve a certain thing of success. So when you have a bunch of smart people that are
Yeah.
playing the sport, that understand the sport and understand that basketball is a team sport, and it helps. It helps tremendously.
It
And
does.
seeing this division, okay, the AAC, this is going to be probably one of the better ones.
Oh yeah. But I will say this. Look, I know UConn really hasn't faced that much competition. And we're like 3-4 games into the regular season for college basketball. But at the same time, I mean, the teams that they're facing right now leading up to Memphis, it's basically the equivalency that we're seeing the first weeks 1 through, I want to say at best 3 for college football. For certain teams, hey, they're going to kick the shit out of the team that's coming to visit them, or they go to visit and, just, hey, we're building their confidence, but UConn versus Memphis, that's definitely going to be a good game, and definitely a game worth watching out for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sitting here just scrolling through the different conferences. Drake is undefeated.
Ooh. I believe a team that I want to say constantly.
Vanderbilt.
Uh-oh.
Vanderbilt's undefeated.
What?
Yeah.
Holy mother of God. I think hell just froze over because Vanderbilt's doing good in football. Now they're doing good in basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Shit don't make sense, Pickle Rick.
Furman is 5-0.
Interesting.
Gonzaga 5-0. St. Mary's is 5-0.
No surprise with those two teams. Gonzaga, they usually put up a really good record. Unfortunately, they do choke in the March Madness tournament. St. Mary's, they're iffy.
Out of the Big 12, you've got Kansas, BYU, Cincinnati, Colorado, Iowa State.
No shit.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here going through. Pittsburgh is 6-0. Stanford 5-0. Notre Dame 4-0. NC State 4-0. Loyola, Illinois is 5-0. Dayton is 5-0.
Loyola, Illinois. Wow.
St. Bonaventure is 5-0. But again, like you have to look at their schedules, because most teams, like, if you can pick your schedule, you want to build early wins.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
You want to try to play the shittier teams that you can early, so you can stack up wins. So then, you build confidence, you build a rapport, you figure out what plays your guys work and have success with. So then again, it's always continue building. And I feel like it's similar to football. But again, the difference is, like, basketball, anybody can be the leader. Okay.
Yeah.
Football, not so much. Like, to 90% of the extension, your quarterback has to be somewhat of a leader.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But hey, I will say this. We can sit here and talk college basketball all we want, but there is somebody that knows. Yes, Pickle Rick, I'm gonna introduce him. Sorry, he apparently is the star of the show right now. Anyways, but there is one dude that knows college sports, and he is the host of College Sports Villains. Anderson, what it do, baby?
Hey, look, I love the intro because I will literally be doing that tomorrow at the South Carolina game. So I'm excited. I'm going to be there live.
Hey, make sure you bring your white towel, baby.
Oh, they give you one.
Ooh, okay, let's do it.
Add it to the collection, baby.
That's right.
Good evening.
So,
but yeah, so like we were talking about for a while, Dan Hurley is coming back as UConn's head coach for their men's basketball team. And right now, where they're at, I think they were number 3 for the preseason. Right now, they find themselves at number 2 with Kansas at number 1. But can UConn run it back and get the coveted three-peat?
So I will tell you, going back to back is hard enough. A three-peat's even harder. If I were to have to bet my paycheck right now on a team, it would be Alabama. I think that they have everything it takes. Kansas is always like top of my bets, like because I think they have the best coach in basketball in Bill Self. I think they got some of the best talent, but Alabama just looks scary. I was watching them last night. As you know, my wife's a big Alabama fan, right? So we were catching them last night, and these guys, man, they're incredible. So I don't think they three-peat. That's almost an impossible task to do because all you got to do is get caught up in one game and you're out. So
yeah,
can they? Yes. Will they? I don't think so.
Yeah. And not to mention, when it comes to the NCAA tournament, it's one and done.
Yes.
So, I mean, look, if UConn really wants to three-peat, they can do whatever they want in the regular season. But when it comes time for the greatest college sports tournament of all time, UConn is definitely going to have to bring their A game, and it's not even close.
Yeah, my money's
listen. Like I said before, they lost their big man, they lost their shooting guard, and I think one of their small forwards got drafted into the NBA. So that's what I was saying. Losing the big man was a centerpiece to that offense he was running. Now again, he had another big guy behind him, but he was nowhere near as dominant. And that's why I said, like, it's one of those things, like, they're going to be a damn good competitive team, but just because there's other talented rosters out there, it's going to be hard to say, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, he's going to be able to do it because he's a great coach. He's just going to automatically be able to do it.
It's nothing to say like, oh, hey, UConn has their head coach returning. They're a automatic team that's going to get the three-peat, and like, no. There's easily other teams out there that are going to be competing for a national championship in the March Madness tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But let's move from the court to the football field. We already talked about this yesterday on College Sports Villains. Death Valley, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Over 90,000 fans screaming at the top of their lungs. A top 5 stadium where it's damn near impossible to get a win when you're an opposing team, especially at night. Some would say, hey, Death Valley is the toughest stadium to get a win at when you're the opposing team for a night game. But Alabama decided to come in and drop a 40-piece on LSU's head. But this comes as no surprise. Why? Because Brian Kelly is being the head coach Like, look, this was LSU's chance to, like, hey, make a statement and make sure LSU secured a spot in the college football playoffs, even if they were on the outside looking in. But, like, to quote Billy Madison, you blew it! Did this loss to an SEC rival confirm that Brian Kelly should not be returning as LSU's head coach?
Not to mention he lost the number 1 overall recruit to Michigan, a 5-star blue chip quarterback, which you can't really blame him. Michigan offered that kid $10.5 million nil deal to come there, so that's really not on Brian Kelly.
It's not, but at the same time, it's like we knew that Brian Kelly wasn't built for the SEC.
Well, you don't have that much talent and continuously lose games that you shouldn't. And really, you should be 5-5 because that South Carolina game was a hit job. You're a 500 coach with the 3rd best talent in all of college football. No, you ain't the one.
No, absolutely. I was even going to say, like, look, LSU is part of a destination that high school football players want to go to and be like, hey, you know, I realize that we might not get a national championship, but I at least want to go to a school in the SEC and make sure that I have a high stock draft pick when it comes to going into the NFL.
I mean, they are an NFL factory. There's no doubt about that. But that's not really what the fans pay for. And it's all about the money. And a 500 LSU team isn't going to cut it. Brian Kelly may not be gone at the end of this year, but one more year where he doesn't go to the playoffs and he'd be gone.
Where's your old friend?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, if I'm an LSU fan, I just hey, get Brian Kelly out of here. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's lost a lot of key games that LSU should have won. I mean, they were even ranked 15th going into the game against Alabama, and now they find themselves out of the rankings. Even with 2 games left to go on their schedule, there's no way that there's no way that LSU can even bounce back and be like, hey, we should be in the college football playoffs. No, you shouldn't.
No, their playoff chances are done. That loss to Florida sealed the deal. I think it was sealed before that, but the loss to Florida, you know, that's what everybody needed to see as far as they're not competitive. You know, you got to see why I'm a little late tonight. So, I mean, you know, the boy is just.
Hey, kiddo.
Tell him, hey. He said hi.
I was going to say, he's got that golden retriever energy.
Oh, I can't sit over there.
You want to sit over there?
No.
No. He loves his daddy. Like.
Understandable. But hey, look, from one SEC team, we're going to another. Why? Because what's that coming down the track? It's the Mean Machine in the red and black. Go Dogs! Suck 'em! Now, after a win over Tennessee last Saturday, and after sitting at the 12th spot in the rankings, Georgia moved up and find themselves in the number 10 spot with 2 games left to go in the regular season and 2 SEC teams ahead of them in the rankings right now. What are the chances that we could see Georgia in the SEC championship?
Well, some things I'm sorry, I'm sick. Have to go their way for that. But here's the thing about Georgia. They have the number 1 toughest schedule in the nation. And every single rating, Sergeant, all of them, they have them number 1. All right, so they're a 2-loss team with the nation's number 1 schedule. They'll win out. So they'll be 10-2 with the nation's toughest schedule. We will see them in the playoffs because they deserve to be in the playoffs because competition matters. They have wins over number 3, number 2 Texas. I mean, they took a number 8 Tennessee team and beat the dog shit out of them. Georgia deserves to be in the playoff, and if you say they don't, you just don't know football. That's just the reality of the situation. I think it's better for them not to go to the SEC championship game because if they occur that third loss, they may be like, I don't know, they got 3 losses, let's not put them in. But if Texas A&M plays Texas or whatever, or Ole Miss in the SEC championship, and Georgia's sitting there looming with only 2 losses, avoid the conference championship game, and they're in the playoffs. So I don't think Georgia wants to go to the SEC championship game.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, like, of the 3 teams right now that are within shouting distance of Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Alabama, which of those 3 teams would you like to see play Texas in the SEC championship?
Would I like to see play Texas? Man, Alabama and Texas would be a hell of a matchup. See, we already saw Georgia, Texas, right? We already saw Georgia destroy Texas.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Alabama, Texas in a rematch of last year. Alabama has matured as the season went on.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I would like to see.
That's an interesting take. Stay away from the SEC title game. Okay, so you want Georgia to basically be on the outside looking in and visit Texas in one of the OG6 bowl games. Like, real question, is that what you're saying?
No, what he's saying is Georgia needs to avoid the SEC championship game because that third loss could kick them out, just like I was saying. And if they go and they finish 10-2, they're virtually a lock to go to the playoffs.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin admitted he doesn't want to go to the SEC title game.
He did. He absolutely came out and said people that go to conference championship games are they're going to be judged, and if they lose it, they're out the playoffs. It's not fair. Typical Lane Kiffin whiny bitch bullshit. I mean, he's right on this, but he's the whiniest bitch in college football. So that's just how I feel about him.
Yeah, and he's coming from the greatest college football tree of all time, with Nick Saban being the planter of said college football tree.
Well, he was a coordinator for him. Lane Kiffin is doing pretty good with Neil, but Lane Kiffin did okay at Tennessee. Lane Kiffin did really shitty at USC and got fired. Yep. And then after a few years came back, won at Florida Atlantic in a lesser conference, and then got his second redemption with Ole Miss in the Neil era, which plays for Lane Kiffin well because he's a shitty recruiter. So the fact that he could just go out and pay the players that he wants to come play is really good for him. So that works out well in his favor. Will Ole Miss win the national championship? Absolutely fucking not. They're not going to. They're going to run into some real teams and get ran out of the stadium. But I mean, if Ole Miss were to win out, they definitely deserve to be there.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to college football and even the Big Ten, this is Ryan Day's easiest best chance to win the Big Ten and put Ohio State into the college football playoffs and do a lot of things. But right now, they need to focus on the game. And if you know, you know.
So once they beat the absolute bloody dog shit out of Indiana and Michigan the next 2 weeks, like they will, we will see a rematch of Oregon and Ohio State in the Big Ten championship on a neutral site instead of in Oregon. I don't know how the refs will call this game on that, but I mean, Ryan Day gets a lot of heat for doing nothing but winning 11, 12 games a year. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. But I think he wins out. That they're going to beat Indiana. They're going to beat Michigan and Oregon, Ohio State too, man. Count me in.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, with 2 games left in the regular season of college football, I mean, it's anybody's ball game right now, especially for quite a few teams that want to get into the 12 spot and just be like, hey, we made the college football playoffs, and hey, we're just happy to be here, you know?
1 second.
But hey, Big Mac, what say you?
For me, it's just like Georgia can't lose. Georgia has to win. That's it. They have to win.
Yeah.
There's no questions about it.
No, for sure. Yeah, his his record against Michigan is hilarious. But look, hey, Pinky, I see you. I see what you're saying. But I mean, since Jim Harbaugh left, and even half the team, if not basically the entire team, left to the NFL draft, this is Ryan Day's best chance to get a win over Michigan, because he's lost, like, I want to say 3 or 4, maybe 5, correct me if I'm wrong, of his last matchups against Michigan. And it's like, bro, like, dude, what is you doing right now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, look, like I said, this is Ryan Day's best chance to win the Big Ten and do something for Ohio State, because if he loses to Michigan, he could be out of here, much like Brian Kelly, just with a better record.
So from my buddy who's an Ohio State fan, it's the seat is getting warm. It's not hot. That's what he's told me.
Okay.
But seat is warm is
They really should. They really should. But hey, Pinky, I will say this. I salute your commitment, my man. In any case, we're going to take our first commercial break, but we will be back to talk about some professional sports. Be sure to tune in to this show every Sunday with myself and Big Mac. We love doing it.
Game day countdown with Mac and James. It's game day countdown, round rise and shine. Mac and James with the sports talk line. Big plays, bright lights, teams on the rise. From the first step to the final drive. Big hits, big plays are the highlights. Countdown's on, it's football time. Game day countdown, Mac and James, let's go. Game day countdown with Mac and James.
All right, and we are back. And hey, if you really are a true sports fan, be sure to check out our show, Game Day Countdown with Mac and James, every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But speaking of professional sports, we're going to be discussing some professional sports. Alexander Ovechkin, left-wing player and first overall NHL draft pick for the Washington Capitals in 2004. 20 years later, man has done it all. He's won the Calder Memorial Trophy in 2006 for being the Rookie of the Year in the NHL. He is a 8-time NHL first All-Star team, a 2-time EA Sports NHL cover athlete, a 13-time NHL All-Star, a 1-time Art Ross Trophy winner in 2008 for leading the league in points. He is a 12-time Maurice Richard Trophy winner, 4 leading goal scorer in the NHL, a 3-time Hart Memorial Trophy winner, aka NHL MVP, 3-time Ted Lindsay Trophy winner for being the NHL's most outstanding player, 2018 Stanley Cup champion, and 2018 Stanley Cup MVP. And now, as we find ourselves 21 games into the 2024 NHL season, Ovechkin finds himself 26 goals away from passing the Great One's all-time goal record of 894, a record that has stood the test of time for 3 decades. Unfortunately, Ovechkin currently finds himself on the IR and will be out 4 to 6 weeks. So greatness will have to be put on hold for a bit. However, when he returns, and pending how far into the season we are, can Alexander Ovechkin pass a great one in all-time goals scored? And what will this say about his legacy?
Yes, I 100%. I feel like if he doesn't do it this year, he's going to come back and do it next year.
Oh,
and that'll be his final hurrah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I also agree with this. Get well, Alex. Like, bro, you're a Russian player, but damn it, you are on the verge of history right now. You are looking to pass Wayne Gretzky, the great one. Everybody that didn't even know hockey looked up to.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only hockey card that I have.
Alexander, the Great One, or Alexander
Ovechkin? Ovechkin. That's the only hockey card I have. Okay, only graded hockey card I have. I'll say,
hey,
okay.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, look, hey, even going back to 2004 when Ovechkin was selected by the Washington Capitals, we have seen hella fucking hockey players come into the NHL. We've seen Sid the Kid, we've seen Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, Kucherov, Stamkos. I mean, like, the list of players that have come into the NHL is just insane.
Yes, no, absolutely. But I will say this: like, if we're doing a fantasy draft and I have number 2 all time, guess who I'm taking number 2 all time? Ovechkin.
Yeah,
because somebody you're gonna take Gretzky first overall. Gretzky's going number 1 overall, but guess what? Ovechkin's going number 2.
Oh yeah. I was even gonna say we've seen a lot of great players. Bob Howe, or I should say Gordie Howe, Bob Orr. Man, that's about all I got right now. But even if, or possibly when, Ovechkin, depending on the timeline and how many games are left in the NHL, and he does pass the Great One for all-time goals scored, what, like, does he deserve a seat at the table with the all-time greats of hockey?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, it's the whole fact is he's had a super long career. Okay, and it's not like he's gonna play for 25 years and 28 years and get this after playing only a handful of games, multiple seasons, and you know what I mean, a part-timer like a motherfucker. He has been a full-timer his entire career. Like, this guy plays and loves this game. So that I think that is one of the big differences here is you're talking about is this is year 20 for him.
Yep.
Okay. And he's been so consistent in his career that he is about to eclipse the Great One. We're talking the greatest of all time, Gretzky, when you're talking about scoring, and this guy's going to surpass him, and he doesn't get a seat at the table. That's like saying LeBron doesn't get a seat at the table.
That's true. That actually makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, and
now the difference is here, and I will say this: the difference is okay. Now with Gretzky and with Ovechkin, okay, how many championships does Gretzky have?
4.
Okay, Ovechkin only has
1.
That's the big difference maker. Okay,
Yeah.
That's again the LeBron and Jordan thing.
Yes.
Okay? LeBron has 5. Okay,
Mhm.
Jordan has 6.
No, LeBron has 4.
Oh, my bad. See, I'm fucked up.
It is what it is.
But that is my whole point is, you know what I mean? It's the championships that set it the highest. Now, even though he might surpass that record, that's the whole thing. It doesn't make him greater than Gretzky, but it makes him like almost as great. Like you can't knock down his greatness. His greatness is not taken away from Gretzky's, but to think that he wouldn't get a shot, like a seat at the table, is nuts because he 100%, 110% deserves one for the career that he has had.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, look, everything you just said, I could not freaking agree more. I mean, Ovechkin definitely deserves a seat at the table with the all-time greats. Yes, he is a one-time Stanley Cup champion and a Stanley Cup MVP with 2018. But I mean, hey, like we said, it's basically LeBron and Jordan, you know? One outweighs the other. Gretzky, he's I believe 8-time NHL MVP. On top of that, he's won the Stanley Cup 4 times. I believe all those times are with the Edmonton Oilers and everything like that. But I mean, look, the career that the great one has had is just unmatchable. But right now, what we're seeing with Ovechkin is just like, bro, if you pass the great one in all-time goals scored, this is including the regular season and the playoffs, man, that will definitely etch something into your legacy. And just, yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a seat at the table with the great ones of the NHL.
Here's the most beautiful thing. Okay, Gretzky played 20 seasons. Ovechkin is in his 20th season.
Yes, he is.
So again, for me, especially when you're talking about scoring, this is a guy who has gone bang for bang and has been able to keep up with Gretzky his entire career.
Yeah,
like I know Gretzky had some absolutely balling years. So did Ovechkin.
Hey, the accolades for Ovechkin speak for themselves.
So yes, it's kind of at that point to where you got to give him his flowers, man.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve flowers now.
I know. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm just talking about anybody who would disagree with that statement. It's kind of just one of those statements that, like, if you don't know, let me educate you.
Yes.
But if you know, you know.
Exactly. I mean, look, I will say this. Ovechkin has been playing hockey probably since he was able to walk. He's a Russian hockey athlete, and Russians, basically all they know what to do is basically play hockey. And right now, the gray hairs are showing. But I mean, when you look at a picture of Wayne Gretzky, man, there's barely any gray hairs whatsoever. I mean, you throw him on the ice right now, that dude could easily basically picked up where he left off.
No, no, sir.
Hey, sue me.
Like, you understand, he hasn't been in NHL in 25 years. He's been retired for 25 years after a historic 20-year career. Don't get me wrong. Like, he could go into a G League and he could be a little competitive as long as nobody hit him. Okay? But in all seriousness, like, this is an old man now. This is an old man.
Oh, yeah.
Could he kill in age leagues? Oh, he'd murder guys. He would murder them. Dudes would be getting their hips replaced Okay. But I mean, no, young guys, even if you put them in there with a bunch of 30-year-olds, he's going to get hurt.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we might have to talk to Jaromir Jagr about that, because he basically went on the same tour that Alexander Ovechkin is on. The only difference is Ovechkin is on the verge of greatness right now.
Yes. I mean, the whole thing is he could literally retire right now. He could literally say, you know what? I'm too injured. I don't want to do this no more. I'm retiring, and he still gets a seat at the table. He doesn't have to surpass Gretzky. The whole thing is like the fact that he's this close to the greatest of all time in the same amount of time is enough said to be like, okay, if he's not the greatest, no, but I mean, top 10,
easily.
10.
Yes.
And I'm talking all time. And then when you're talking about scores, he's top 3. He's top 3. Name somebody other than Gretzky that's better than him, that was a better scorer, that has the stats on scoring. I don't know, because I'm not a big hockey fan, but
I mean, look, I would
know. If there was, I would know.
Yeah. I'll say this much. I would have to put an argument in for Sidney Crosby. I mean, dude's been in the league for a while. He's a multi-Stanley Cup champion. 2 of those being back-to-back. Plays for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, the dude is just phenomenal. They don't call him Sid the Kid for nothing.
No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, dude, like, I like him.
Oh, yeah. All right. In any case, we got somebody coming back. He had to take a little bit of a break. It's okay. But he is the host of College Sports Villains. Welcome back, Mom. Oh, you got the Hawks jersey on. Who is that, Spud Webb?
No, it's Dominique.
Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins, of fucking course.
The human highlight reel.
So right now we are talking NHL. We're talking Alexander Ovechkin, the career that he has had, and he is less than 30 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky, aka the Great One, in all-time goals scored of 894, a record that has stood the test of time for 3 decades.
Well, so he leads the league in goals. He's 39 years old. He's injured, so he's going to be out 14 to 16 days or something like that, I think.
4 to 6 weeks, actually.
Is it 4 to 6 weeks? So he's going to be out a minute. Passing Wayne Gretzky is amazing in what he did. It's not – I equate it to basketball in the 80s because it's not the same game. You know, it's not as violent as it was. It's not as let on play as it was, not as speed. So, you know, you got it's like the LeBron versus Jordan. Like Ovechkin is definitely the GOAT of this generation.
Yes.
But impressive nonetheless. Hockey's still a very hard sport, right? It's not like basketball where you have to move out of people's way and let them shoot at the goal freely. At least hockey doesn't do that now. But no, it's impressive. That guy's a fucking beast, man. Like, he deserves every accolade that he gets. He's 39 years old, leading the
He's from Mother Russia.
39 years old, leading the fucking league in the most violent sport out there. That shit's impressive. I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah. We were even talking about it. Like, look, when he returns and given how many games are left in the season, if he were to pass the Great One in all-time goals scored, hey, does he deserve a seat at the table of the all-time greats of NHL players?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about top 10 all time, yeah, he does. Maybe even top 5. Mount Rushmore, top 4. I got 4 in my head right off the top, but but close. Like
Yeah.
any flowers that he gets, I'm all about it. Like I'm not gonna be a hater. What he's doing is fucking impressive.
Oh no, for sure. Ever since he came into the league, Rookie of the Year, NHL MVP, Most Outstanding Player in the NHL. I mean, the amount of times that he's gone to the NHL All-Star Game, 2-time EA Sports NHL cover athlete. I mean, look, the guy's list of achievements just go on and on.
So when Sidney Crosby came in the league, he kind of got downplayed because Sid the Kid was the hot thing. And Sidney Crosby, man, give him his flowers too. He's fucking amazing. But we didn't hear a lot about Alex because of Sidney Crosby and who he was.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Alex has stood the test of time better than Sid the Kid. And I love Sid the Kid. He can come play. He can come play on the Blackhawks right now, and I'll be happy. But
Facts.
But Ovechkin did not get his due because of the superstar that he was. Talking about Sidney Crosby. But yeah, Ovechkin, I'd be okay if people put him in their top 5. I wouldn't shed a tear.
I wouldn't shed a tear either. I mean, hell. Even speaking of Sidney Crosby, like, hey, you could even make an argument that Sid the Kid could even be up there with Alexander Ovechkin as well. Maybe outside of the top 10, top 15. He's a multi-Stanley Cup champion. And, I mean...
By the time Sidney Crosby's career is done, because he's still playing at a high level, I think top 10 would be good for him. So he didn't have Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr and that team. If he would have played on that team, like we could have been talking about him top 5 all time.
Oh,
just
easily.
All the easy looks, because you would have to defend Jagr and Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby. The shit they would have just feasted, right? So
hey, what it do, baby?
It also matters what team you play on, right?
Yes.
But I don't know, man. I Ovechkin, yeah, man. That's that dude right there.
Oh, yeah. No, the Russian definitely deserves his flowers. I mean, he's played a hell of a career in the NHL. Obviously, being the #1 overall draft pick, especially for the Washington Capitals. He has put the Washington Capitals on the map, and I mean, it's not even close.
I still Gretzky's the GOAT.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, they don't call him the great one for nothing.
Doesn't matter how many goals that Ovechkin gets above him, he'll never beat him. Same way with
I completely agree with you. That's why I'm saying, like, it's not the same, because again, it's Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? That's why Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan and LeBron is LeBron. Right. That's why I made that comparison, because that's what it's like. Gretzky won back then. You know, Ovechkin had won now.
Yeah. I mean, hell, I even grew up in the 90s and even knew who Wayne Gretzky was. I was like, oh, the GOAT of hockey. Bet, say less.
So
I will also say that Gretzky he had way more than Ovechkin had most of his career.
Oh yeah.
With the Kings, yeah. Once again, I love being able to say this. I got to watch Gretzky play. Like a lot of his career, I was alive for it, and you got to watch it on TV when Gretzky played, and it was fun watching him, man. Like they had a cartoon back in the day called Pro Stars, and it had Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson, and Michael Jordan. That's the star power that Gretzky had to be on a cartoon with Michael Jordan and Bo Jackson. That's big time. Bo Jackson was a huge star, baseball, football. He was the megastar at the time. But I love watching Wayne Gretzky. I've always loved hockey. Like, I've always loved hockey. Ever since I was like 5 years old, I saw the Blackhawks out there. I saw the red and the black and the mascot. I was like, that's my shit. Because Atlanta didn't have a team when I was growing up. That they just didn't. So I had to choose somebody else, obviously. But yeah, I love Wayne Gretzky. But Alex Ovechkin, man, that's that dude, man. Put him in the top 5, and I got you.
Yep, give the man his flowers. I mean, man is due. Like, look, hey, get well, Alexander Ovechkin, and look, no disrespect to the great one, but I really hope that you pass him in all-time goal scored, like, for real. You really deserved it. You have had a hell of a career. Even if you pass Wayne Gretzky in the record that you're looking to get right now, man, just call it a career. You've had a hell of a one for over 20 years.
Hey, apparently, I'm the pretty one. I just want to point that out.
Is that a man? That looks like a man.
Yeah.
Lots of love for Manchester. Damn, Andrew, you getting some love from Manchester.
Hey, it doesn't make me any less pretty.
It's only man love.
Hey, look, what they do in England is a little different than what we do here. So, you know, we're not going to be judging until we understand the context. And even then, we probably still not judging because I don't really care what people do. Like, it ain't none of my business. So, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty. That's the point.
Hey, I ain't going to deny that. But in any case, we're moving from the ice to the gridiron. Now, Detroit has been on a monstrous tear through the NFL. Anyone that has been put in front of the Lions, they have beaten them and beaten them bad. In their last 6 games, they have outscored their opponents 232-95. Now, granted, some of these games, 3 out of the 6 games were actually close. In any case, numbers never lie.
52-6, ass whooping on the Jaguars. Just confirms what we thought. Jaguars spent a lot of money on a franchise quarterback and didn't spend a dime anywhere else. Like you've got a $280 million quarterback and he can't get 3 seconds to throw the fucking ball. That's ridiculous. Do better, Jacksonville.
But yeah, I mean, right now the Giants. Yeah, I wish they were. Right now, the Lions find themselves sitting at 9-1, and look, they're easily the best team in the NFL. However, we still have plenty of football left to go, and with the way the Lions have been playing right now since their game against the Cowboys, is there any chance that they're going to be losing any games anytime soon?
So it's funny you bring up the Cowboys just real quick, because your boy DJ showed up on the Cowboys online roster today. Did you know that?
No. I was going to say, I've been seeing it on social media like, hey, the Cowboys have the easiest chance to do the funniest thing possible for Thanksgiving.
He literally showed up on their verified website roster for about 2 hours, like legit. So I think they're signing him. Like, I don't think they've got the deal done yet, but I mean, why not? Why not get the quarterback?
The Italian DJ, show the fucking Cowboys how ass you were.
Why not get a backup quarterback who's a veteran in the league and the Giants are paying for him? Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? Indeed, I agree.
I would. We love Terry, by the way.
We love Terry indeed. Right now, we are currently talking about the Detroit Lions and the football that they have been playing. I mean, they've been playing lights out football. It's unreal. But, yeah. I've been seeing it all over social media. Like, hey, the Cowboys have the chance to do the funniest thing possible. Sign Daniel Jones, and next thing you know, he is under center playing the freaking Giants, the same team that he was like, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling it here. Let me go, but still give me my money. And at the same time, it's like, yo, Tommy DeVito's going to be starring under center. And aside from that, it wouldn't surprise me if some of the players on the Giants were like, oh my God, DeVito's starting? Now let's actually play because, hey, let's go ahead and suck with Daniel Jones under center.
Well, I mean, once again, and I'm not going to defend Daniel Jones, but at the same time, that team is ass top to bottom. So to ask this guy to come in and run that team while they're giving up 30 points a game, the defense is in the backfield, the wide receivers can't get open. Oh yeah, it's Daniel Jones's fault. Like, I'm not ready to sell him off on that, because that team is really bad right now.
Oh yeah, and even the fucking O-line couldn't stop a nosebleed. This package.
Hey, what about Rex Ryan coming out today and saying he wants to coach the Jets again? I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Hey, I'm here for it as well. Like, look, Rex Ryan is that dude that can basically tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, suck it, dude. I don't care who you are, how big you are, how many Super Bowls you've won. Look, you're answering to me. This is a fucking culture when it comes to the New York Jets, all right?
So if Rex Ryan were to come back, you would not see Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, because he wouldn't put up with it. They would trade him, and they would get somebody in the system he wanted. So that would happen. Like,
oh yeah,
Aaron
even
Rodgers,
Rex Ryan said that he would bench Aaron Rodgers.
They could not coexist. Like,
no,
it wouldn't
absolutely not. No, Rex Ryan. Look, in the back-to-back years that they went to the NFC Championship, Rex Ryan, he had that mentality of like, hey, look, I'm in charge. If you got something to say, step to me.
So
nobody had nothing to say, and it showed on the field.
All right, fellas. Sorry to cut you off, but I got to get off of here. I got to go deal with the kids. And it was great being here tonight with you. I'm glad I got to be here for a little while. I'll see you Sunday morning. I'll hit you up. Peace out. It was great.
Peace out, big man. Hey, pleasure as always. Pleasure as always. Although it can be.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the sentence.
Oh man. I don't know. I think he's trying to make a Friends reference.
I think Brad Pitt cheated on Jennifer Aniston. I think that's what that's referencing. Yeah, I guess. So. Yeah, and Andrew does not cheat on his wife. So I'll just go ahead and put that out there.
Facts. Hey, we saw the comments last night. It's all good.
Right. Yeah, Andrew does not.
Breaking news, Bill Parcells. Oh, whoa.
Hey, look, I'd rather have Bill Parcells than Bill Belichick, even though neither of them's happening.
Damn, that is, wow, that's a bold statement.
Bill Parcells got to be 112 by now. So,
oh yeah. No, I think word on the street is that Jake Paul wants to fight Bill Parcells in his next so-called boxing match.
Hey, I heard Jake Paul actually did contact the WWE, and he wants to be his brother Logan's like Paul Heyman. Look, you're saying that, but think about this. Like, we want eyes back on wrestling. You're saying that it's good, right? And I don't watch it, but the Royal Rumble, and I watched WrestleMania this year because you talked me into it, and I haven't watched it since. But to have somebody like Jake Paul out there, he's money. Whether you like him or not, he's straight money. Like,
he knows how to promote. There's no doubt about that.
And then you got his brother in the ring, which I watched a couple of his matches. The dude can go. And now his brother on the outside running interference. Logan Paul could be a champion, and they could sell it really good because of Jake Paul. I'm here for it. Like, I say, make that shit happen. I'm done watching Jake Paul box. I'm done with it. He's proven everything he's got to prove. He's got fucking $200 million. Go into the sports entertainment industry and entertain us.
Yeah, I can actually get behind that. It's like, bro, you're made for the sports entertainment industry. And I mean, look, I know you called out Mike Tyson, and hey, you said it's going to be on your legacy and everything like that. But bro, the talk that you're doing in the boxing world, that is made for the WWE world.
Yep.
So yeah, you know what? I could actually see it.
Why not? He's got $200 million. Now he gets to go and help his brother promote, which is what he said he wants to do. He's like, it's my brother's turn. I've had my time in the limelight. I want to go promote him. And I'm here for it. That's noble. Like, Jake Paul gets a lot of shit because he talks a lot of shit and he's cocky and all that. But to do something like that, because right now he could fight Canelo Alvarez and he would get like $200 million and it would sell out and it would be a blockbuster. But now he's saying, I want my brother to have that time now that I've had that. See, that's the kind of shit that no matter what you say, your character matters. And that shows character to me. And I would love to see it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I'd be all over that. Eugene!
I'm going to disagree. I think Jake Paul is very charismatic. And looking at his pay-per-views and the people that's agreed to fight him, like, for the money, that's charisma. I mean, he has it.
I mean,
he's
hell,
the ultimate heel. He's the ultimate heel.
Yeah,
he really is.
He really is. Like, hell, even on the mic, he could be a younger version of Paul Heyman if he wanted to.
I agree. He can rock the mic as good as anybody else out there.
Yeah, and he's really proven it.
Yep, I agree.
In any case, back to the NFL. Like, could we really see the Lions losing any games going forward?
I don't know who they have left. Hold on. They're not losing to the Giants. So you said they're playing them. That's not going to happen.
That's definitely not going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me if the Lions hung a 50-piece on the fucking Giants.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're hanging 50 pieces on everybody, so why the hell not? The Lions are better than the Chiefs, too. Make no mistake. All right, so they got the Colts. Yeah, Colts they're not the Bears, the Packers. Well, they have the Packers and the Bills back-to-back weeks. Now, like, back-to-back weeks with two teams like that could be rough. The Bills could sneak and get them. The Bills are a good team. And then, of course, they still have the 49ers looming who are finally healthy. And then they got the Vikings. So, yeah, I can see them losing another game. You never know. Any given Sunday is what they say. And the NFL is full of talent top to bottom. And that's some pretty good teams they got lying ahead of them there.
Oh, for sure.
I say they drop at least one more, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, even at worst, 2 more games. They go, 14-3.
Yeah.
They lose to the Bills, possibly the Vikings, because we're seeing Sam Darnold play at a level that he was expected to play at when he came to the Jets. But the Jets easily set him up for failure. There's no doubt about that. But what he's doing with the Vikings right now, this is what we're seeing.
They're not losing to the Vikings. You know how I feel about the Vikings. Like they posted through. The 49ers, however, are 5-5 and finally healthy, and they have to play real hard to make it to the playoffs. They have a lot more to play for. It's later in the year. Their Lions may have already clinched the division by then. No reason to play that game.
I mean, we'll see what happens because right now Brock Purdy is out with an injury. But if he does get healthy when it comes time for the Niners to play the Lions, hey, I'm expecting fireworks.
I want to see the Lions win. I want to see the Lions win the Super Bowl because they've never done it, right? So I don't think Jake Paul would be a really great wrestler. I don't. But his brother is.
Wow. If you know the reference, you know the reference.
So yeah, they did lose to the Bucks earlier in the year. The Bucks have been since hit with an injury bug. Like, yes, offensive and defensive lines all banged up. Their second and third string, and you just can't win in the NFL with your second and third string. It's just you can't do it. Like, the talent is too high across the board.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
especially on the line.
Look, I love the offensive talent that the Lions have right now, but I mean, when you compare it to Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, I'm gonna have to take the Bucs in that matchup any day of the week. And on top of that, Baker Mayfield under center, dude was basically Florida man without knowing he was Florida man.
I mean, Falcons got to do something. We have a Jennifer Aniston fan.
Oh, yeah, I'd say so. Good Lord. In any case, I want to see the Lions Bills if the Bucks. Ooh, hey, Lions Bills Super Bowl would feed generations. It's not even close.
So we do get to see the Lions and Bills in 3 weeks. So we will get to see that matchup regardless, and I think it's going to be a good one. But to watch them on the biggest stage, you know, and let me tell you why the Lions and the Bills is the matchup I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reason I want it is because the curse is broken either way at that point, because neither franchises have ever won a Super Bowl, ever.
Oh, yeah.
And if we get that matchup, one of them has to. So, you know, I would like to see it. I would. I'm tired of City.
Fuck the overtime rules. We're getting multiple overtimes if the Lions and Bills meet each other in the Super Bowl.
So, I mean, if we're speaking of overtime rules, and we're going to move on to the next game, but like it's time for the NFL to eat their ego and adopt the college football system of overtime. It is way more fair. It is way more fun. The NFL overtime rules are dumb as fuck. Give both the teams from the ball at the 25 twice. If it's tied after that, they go for 2-point conversions till the game's over. That's fucking perfect. Adopt that shit. Swallow your ego. Admit that college football did it better than you and adopt that. So if I'm a team, I get the ball in overtime, I score a touchdown, game over. That shit's stupid as fuck, man. Anyway, continue on.
Facts. Anyways, so we're moving on from the NFC to the AFC. Why? Because the Cincinnati Bengals are having a trash-ass fucking season this year. And Burrow, ironically enough, has been playing at a MVP-type level. The Bengals currently find themselves sitting at 4-7, and after 2 very close losses to both the Ravens and the Chargers. Needless to say, nothing has been going right for the Bengals for this season. And it looks like there's going to be some big changes as the offseason comes. What changes should the Bengals do in order to be legit contenders?
So I honestly don't know if it needs to be like upper level or if it needs to be coaching. You have Joe Burrow playing at the level that he's playing at, and you're 4-7, which means either your front office does not know how to staff around him, or your coach does not know how to coach the talent that you have. So you let your running back walk. You have no receivers that anybody even knows their name. Your defense is nameless.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a coach can only do so much with so much, right? I haven't watched every Bengals game this year, so I'm not really sure how they are, but it's either the front office or coach. I don't even know so much the personnel, but if you change either of those, the personnel changes too. So one of them too.
No, it really does. And I mean, even going into the season, aside from signing Joe Burrow, the Bengals really should have given Jamar Chase a contract as well, because the dude's been proving like, hey, he deserves a freaking contract, you know? If it wasn't for Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow would be getting his ass kicked.
Oh, man. Matt, like, I understand you love Kentucky, brother, but like Kentucky ain't it this year.
Maddie, look, we're gonna get into some college football predictions. Relax, but look, I respect the fact that you're a big Kentucky fan. Shut up, Pickle Rick. Don't take his side.
This is Kentucky's version of Vandy Chris right here. Fact. Believing in his team no matter what. That's what you did with Matt and Chris.
I'll agree to that. I'll agree to that. But yeah, look, the Bengals really need to make some moves this offseason. On top of that, invest in an O-line, get yourself a running back, do whatever you need to do to be contenders in the AFC, because we really thought y'all were going to be contenders in the AFC this season, and right now your record speaks for its fucking self.
Hey,
but
look,
I did lose for defense.
I did too. I thought they were going to finish third, and they are going to. So I was spot on with that prediction. I just thought the record would be flipped right now, and I thought they would be in third because the Steelers and Ravens are good, which they are.
Yes.
But this is I'm going over it now. So let's see. 16, 25, 33, 34, 38, 17, 21, 17, 41, 34, 27. So the Bengals are scoring points. So it's not the offense. Like, that's a shitload of points per game that they're rolling with.
Oh, for sure.
So let's focus on the defense. They're scoring 30 points a game and they're 4-7. I think we see where the changes need to be made. The defense is not holding up. If you're in the NFL and your offense is putting up 30 points a game and you're 4-7, you have a terrible fucking defense.
Yes. No,
So,
couldn't agree more.
I think
Eddie.
Eddie. No, he's right. He's right. There's no reason Kentucky should have beat Ole Miss except for the fact that, Lane Kiffin could not cheat because he was threatened at that point with, hey, we see you out there faking injuries. We're going to fine you $100,000 per fake injury. And then it stopped. And then they couldn't control the tempo, and Kentucky just manhandled them on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, but look where Kentucky's at right now as far as football goes. Ole Miss basically has the last laugh.
No, I'm not, like, Kentucky's not beating Texas. I'm not advocating that in this state.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that Ole Miss cheated, like faking injuries and stopping momentum and stopping the flow after every single play is called cheating, which is why the SEC came out and threatened you with $100,000 per fake injury so you would stop. So that's just a fact. Like, Lane Kiffin, like, he's always been dirty. Like, I've never liked the guy. So
yeah. Well, I mean, hey, he has come from the Saban coaching tree, so there is that. But right now, we are going to take our final commercial break. We're going to get into some college football and NFL predictions. We will be right back.
I'm a bad guy, the one you love to hate. Andrew Anderson, spitting truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast, like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I'll bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. Hard rock in my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Tonight we're on our border, we stick to the pen. Chaos and disorder, play them like a violin. I feel the fever rising, what a joy to see your hands. If you got something to say to me, so come on, here I stand. I start to shiver when it's out of control.
every
In the Hulk Hogan pose. I love it. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, we got a comment. Just like Tennessee player faked an injury on the field Saturday night.
So So the Tennessee player, what he's talking about, Tennessee player goes down, lays on his back, coaching staff comes out there, helps him hobble off. He's out one play, then he's back in and disrupts a pass. Yeah, it was obvious. He is telling the truth. That shit was like, if you're gonna do that, just go down and hold your ankle for 10 seconds, get up, hobble off, be like, I got a sprained ankle, and then but not have your, people come out, check on you, and you have to get carried off, and then you're back out the next play. Like, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're acting like nothing happened, but you need some help getting walked off the field, man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, if you get the air knocked out of you, like, you need to be helped off. I've had that happen, but I didn't in the next play.
Yeah, no, getting the air knocked out of you is definitely not a good thing. We've all been there, and it definitely
is scary. Yep.
All right. In any case, it is time to make some college football predictions, baby. Now, first game that we got coming up, we got number 5, Indiana, who has a strength of schedule rating of 136?
108.
108. Thank you so much.
Army was 134.
Okay, that's fair. As they go into Columbus, Ohio to take on number 2 ranked, the Ohio State.
So, not an Ohio State fan. Indiana's my favorite team in the Big Ten. Has been forever. I've always liked them in basketball, so that translated to my favorite team in the Big Ten in football as well, right? Because I love Bobby Knight.
Oh, for sure.
But that shit doesn't matter when it comes to the field. Ohio State, I think coaching's the same. Like, Cignetti's done a great job, but he ain't played nobody. Ryan Day wins 11 games every year with a brutal schedule. So I give that even. But talent, offense, defense, and special team, all that shit goes to Ohio State. Ohio State big, 42-17.
Oh, for sure. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good day for Ohio State. If you think Indiana's winning, you might be a dummy. Yeah. Anyways, next game up, we got Wake Forest heading into Miami Gardens to take on the 8th-ranked Miami Hurricanes.
Wake Forest is 4-6, right? I think they're 4-6. They lost to North Carolina in a game where Matt Brown proclaims, I'm not going to retire after all. I'll be back next year because he beat Wake Forest, which tells me one of two things. Now that North Carolina's bowl eligible is get something to build on, and 2, he thought Wake Forest was a really good team, and the fact that they went out and won that game made him believe in himself again, right? And we know Miami's overrated. But Cam's going to be too much for Wake Forest. He's going to make too many plays. The kid is that good. Give me Miami at least by 10.
Yeah, I'll take Miami as well in that game. Florida, coming off a big win over LSU. They find themselves back in Gainesville, back in the swamp, and they welcome 9th-ranked Ole Miss.
So I picked Ole Miss, and I'll pick them.
Yep, same.
But I got to tell you, man, like, I've been flip-flopping on this decision. I still got Ole Miss, I think, but I look at what Florida was able to do to LSU, right?
Yeah.
And you look at what Kentucky was able to do to Ole Miss. Florida and Kentucky run very similar styles of defense. So Florida has a quarterback now that can do it all, right? Like, he really, Lagway is like that dude. So I would not blink in disbelief if Florida won this game. I'd be like, okay, I could see it. Ole Miss talent-wise is not that much better than Florida, and I don't think Lane Kiffin's that much better of a coach than Billy Napier, and it's at Florida. All that's a recipe for upset for me. I want to call it, but I just can't. I think Ole Miss is going to score one more time than Florida does because that offense is that good. I think they just outscore them by 1. Give me Ole Miss 28-20.
That is a fair score. And hey, for the last few weeks, like I've been telling Mac on our game day countdown show that you can find every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look, I'm taking Ole Miss, but I'm definitely going to keep Florida as an upset in the back of my mind. You know, with their win over LSU, it wouldn't be that much surprising if Florida gets a win over Ole Miss. But for right now, I'm sticking with my guns and I'm going with Ole Miss over Florida for right now.
Ole Miss by a touchdown. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, next game up, we got 13th ranked MSU going into Charlottesville. Yeah, Charlottesville, Virginia to take on the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm. So Virginia and who now? They're asking me for stuff and things.
Oh, you good. 13th ranked MSU is going into Virginia to take on the Cavs.
13 ranked MSU?
Yes.
Who's that?
Southern Methodist. The
SMU. Okay,
yes.
SMU.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, SMU big.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me as well if SMU wins big as well. I mean, granted, Virginia did get a win over Pitt, but I mean, they were basically fool's gold when they got into the rankings. But SMU is for real team.
Here's the thing about Virginia. Virginia has a really good coach. I really like Tony Elliott. What he did at Clemson and what Clemson's done offensively since he left tells you what he is, because Clemson's offense has fell off a cliff since Tony Elliott took the Virginia job. So we know that he can coach, right? The problem is getting talent into Virginia. Like, you have to have a big meal. I mean, like, bigger. You have to have a bigger nail than all the schools around you because you're Virginia, right? Yeah. Like, okay, well, yeah, I'd love to go play for Virginia, but I'd really like to go play for Virginia Tech more, and they're offering the same amount of money. I'd really like to go play for Ohio State more than Virginia, and they're going to offer me, about the same. Like, you just can't win there. It's a no-win situation.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know Virginia has, like, I don't know about their women's sports, but I do know that Virginia does have a good basketball program, and hey, even a good lacrosse program. But when it comes to football, it's definitely questionable. And yeah,
so they were good once upon a time. I think God, what was the name of their coach? George Walsh, maybe.
The only Virginia player that I can really know that went into the NFL, he is a co-host of ESPN's Unsportsmanlike, Chris Canty.
And I'm not denying that, but so when I was a kid, Virginia had a coach called George Walsh, and he won like 8-9 games every year for like 20 years. Virginia was very respectable. And Virginia was the first team to beat Florida State in the ACC. Florida State went undefeated for 3 years, and finally Virginia took them down. So Virginia has a little history, but the problem is, if you think about football terms, like, you got all the great schools around you in the South.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it basically comes down to trying to recruit talent, but at the same time, like, when you're only good in a handful of sports, the main sport that matters is football.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, but yeah, SMU over Virginia, big time.
Yep.
Next game up, we got 25th ranked Illinois, who find themselves back in the rankings again as they head into Piscataway, New Jersey to take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
I would stay away from this matchup if you bet money, because there's no two bigger teams that are Jekyll and Hyde like Rutgers and Illinois just beat people and then lose to the least competition out there. Like, it makes no sense, these two teams. Brett Bielema versus Greg Schiano. I mean, these are two great coaches, bro. And
yeah.
And they're both losing games they shouldn't and winning games they shouldn't. I have no idea. The game's at Rutgers, but, Rutgers isn't really a home field advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't bring it like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Illinois Illinois, for they're ranked and then they lose a few games and they never stop believing, and they come out there and they fought their way back in the rankings, and a tough Big Ten. Let's face it, Big Ten's good this year. Give me Illinois, and I mean 28, 27, 21, 20 type of game.
I'll agree to that. Yeah, I'll take that bet.
It's gonna be close.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. Next game up, we got the University of Massachusetts going into Athens, Georgia to take on the Bulldogs. This is going to be a dog walk for figuratively and literally for Georgia.
I mean, UMass is not the worst team because Kent State's out there, but they're close. This game, you will not see Carson Beck play past the first quarter.
Oh, yeah.
The score will be 28-31 to nothing by the time the second quarter comes around. Unless they start slow, then it's 14-0. And then the second quarter, now it's 28-0. You know that. I mean, it's going to be a blowout. Carson Beck won't play long. Give me Georgia big.
Yeah, easily taking Georgia. Now it comes to the place where I am currently at. We got the University of Texas El Paso going into Knoxville, Tennessee to take on the number 11 Tennessee Volunteers. Give me UTEP all day is what I would say if I was on that blue stuff.
So UTEP is very disappointing. I thought UTEP, UTSA, and Texas State were all going to have big years for the conference they were in. None of them did. Tennessee is just like they could just run the ball the entire game and win by 20.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's none too surprising right now. Just for shits and giggles, we got Charleston Southern going into Tallahassee, Florida to take on the Florida State Seminoles.
So a 1-9 Florida State versus a 1-10 Charleston Southern.
Yes, sir.
But the difference is Charleston Southern is 1-10 in the FCS. So Florida State wins this game, but I'm telling you right now, fucking funny as fuck. Florida State's going to be fucking 2-10 to end the year. Like Florida State. So every time they lose, I just giggle. And the fact that they're having this kind of year after and by the way, I called them frauds last year, did I not? Way earlier.
You did. Yep, I'll agree to that.
So I know what they are. So it's even funnier that these fools are going to finish 2-10, and Mike Norvell, who is dirty, who has already been sanctioned for meddling in nil when you can do it legally. That's how stupid this fucking guy is. Will be fired, and they'll move on to Deion Sanders possibly. Since Deion Sanders got the number 2 overall quarterback to commit to Colorado, if he takes the state job when they fire Mike Norvell, which he says he doesn't want it, but you know he does because that's where he went to school. He brings that number 2 recruit with him. Florida State becomes
Oh, man. All right. So, another shits and giggles type of game. We got 5-5 Southern Alabama going into 1-9 Southern Miss. And Southern Alabama is showing some real promise this year.
Well, here's what you're going to see. So, Southern Alabama, when playing lesser competition, can put up 70 points.
Yeah.
Right? But when they play,
oh my God! I think they put up like 80 points on Northwestern State or something like that.
Right. So, and they play real competition, but they play good all year. They're going to win this game. They're probably going to put up 50, 60 points because that's what their offense does against lesser competition because the scheme is just so good.
Yeah.
So they're going to become bowl eligible tomorrow. Give me Southern Alabama pretty big. I would say 65-10.
Yeah, I'll take Southern Alabama as well. I'd really like to see them in a bowl game too.
Me too.
I mean, yeah,
I love when teams like Southern Alabama get in bowl. I watch those bowl games. I'm not one of those prudes. Like I'm watching that shit.
Oh, for sure. Why wouldn't you? Anyways, next game up, we got a game that Maddie was talking about. Kentucky goes into Austin, Texas to take on the 3rd-ranked Longhorns. I'm sorry, Maddie, but horns up, baby.
So Texas beat Vanderbilt by 3 at Vanderbilt when really the game wasn't as close as that. Texas got a couple touchdowns called back on penalties and whatever. Vanderbilt beat Kentucky convincingly. Kentucky's not going into Austin getting a win. Give me Texas 27-13, 27-10.
Yeah, no, for sure. Kentucky, just stick to basketball. That's all I gotta say. Or hell, even if you are good at this sport, stick to baseball as well.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, for sure. Next game up, we got number 4 Penn State heading into Minneapolis, Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers.
1 second.
No worries. All right, let's see. No, we already did that. Debatable, Maddie. Debatable. We shall see what happens tomorrow when Kentucky takes on Texas. But make a good point. Pick Ole Miss. They're going to outscore. Oh, okay, Ronnie. I see you, my dude. I see you. Shut up, Pickle Rick. God damn it. This fucking guy behind me wants to be the fucking wants to be the instigator of everything that I gotta say. Shut up, Pickle Rick! I know you're Pickle Rick! Oh, God. Kentucky. Ooh, that's a big, man, that's a bold pick, Maddie. Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, real talk, how do you feel Kentucky will upset Texas? Real talk. Scale of 1 to 10. Like, God, I'm even talking like fucking Rick Sanchez. If you know, you know. But for real, Maddie, I'm being for legit real life on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel that Kentucky will upset number 3 Texas? Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, their head coach Mark.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you good?
I'm an important man.
All right, it is what it is.
But where we at? Where we at?
All right, so where we're at is we already discussed this last night on College Sports Villains, which you can find us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Number 14, BYU goes into Tempe, Arizona to take on number 21, Arizona State.
We didn't pass South Carolina yet, did we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we're good.
Good. What a game. BYU's trending down. Arizona State's trending up. Arizona State is what we thought they were at the beginning of the season. Had a few injury-filled weeks, lost a couple games they shouldn't. Now they're ranked 21. They have a chance to beat the 14th ranked team this week and jump up to about 16, and then they have a shot to take out Colorado and then make it to the playoff. That's where we're at. They beat BYU. It's them versus Colorado, and if they beat Colorado, they're in the college football playoffs. No team plays for as much as least Arizona State is playing for right now. That's a fact. Arizona State might as well be Georgia out there trying to get into the playoff. They're that serious in the Big 12. Arizona State wins this game because I think it means more, and I think they found the solution. Give me Arizona State. And you know I'm a BYU guy. I've had them in my top 10 all year until they lost, right?
Yeah. And I believe they've been in the top 10 up until their loss to Kansas, who we're going to get to in a quick second.
Give me Arizona State 27 to, well, not 27. Arizona State ain't going to score that much on BYU. Give me Arizona State 24-7.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I'll take Arizona State 27-14.
I mean, close to what I said, too. I mean, it's going to be that type of game. I think we at least agree on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But speaking of BYU, number 16 Colorado finds themselves going into Kansas City, Missouri to take on the Jayhawks, who are responsible for handing BYU their first loss on the season.
So, I was waiting for this game. Every week or every couple of weeks, I see a game that is a nightmare matchup for the team that is the favorite. So we're talking 4-6 Kansas. No way they're going to beat Deion Sanders in Colorado. Crazy talk, everybody would say, right? Kansas
Absolutely.
won 10 games at the beginning of the season. Kansas hit the injury bug. We're talking 9 starters deep with the injury bug with Kansas.
Yeah,
Kansas is fully healthy now and just took out a not just beat a BYU team, took them out. Give me Kansas for the upset.
Man, look, I see you decked out in your Atlanta gear. You got the Atlanta Falcons going on. You got the Atlanta Hawks going on. I'm decked out in my Giants gear as well. You know what? I'm feeling pretty UC myself. Let's go with the Kansas Jayhawks.
That's it. We got him. Still sick. Got to calm it down. But give me Kansas for the upset, man. I'm feeling that energy. Kansas is healthy. Kansas is out there putting on. Kansas is playing for bowl eligibility. Give me Kansas. And it's at home, too. Oh, yeah. Give me Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
You already know Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas is going to be fucking rocking as they welcome Colorado. It's not even going to be close.
I can't wait. I'm going to watch it. I mean, I'm going to be at the South Carolina Wofford game, but I promise you I'm on.
Facts. Straight facts. This is a easy prediction. We got the Citadel going into Clemson, South Carolina, taking on number 17, Clemson.
Citadel. All right, so Citadel head coach, I got the chance to interview in the offseason, my wife and I, and he's a fucking super cool guy. Like, I really like Maurice Drayton, right? And Citadel has beaten North Carolina State, Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, all in their history, right? So Citadel's not a pushover.
Really?
But Citadel's not beating Clemson. I'm not tripping, y'all. I'm just saying Citadel's got that upset mentality. They got a lot of wins against D1 team. One of the best in FCS. Y'all know y'all didn't know that, but one of the best records. So, but with that being said, give me Clemson 35-3. Back to reality after hype, because I love Citadel's coach. Citadel's my rival. I'm a Furman guy, so fuck Citadel. But their head coach was so cool to my wife and I. He was just like, hey, I'll answer any question you got. Let me talk about what I want to talk about. Let me talk about the culture I'm trying to build. Like we mattered. You know what I mean? So my wife and I, like, we mattered. So I love this guy because, like, he was so, hey, look, I'm a man of the people. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do here. And we're just like two people with a cell phone talking to him, right? So anyway, but love Citadel, man. Love Citadel, but Clemson 35-3.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this. Citadel just, for right now, stick to college basketball. I mean, you've been on the verge of some pretty good upsets in the NCAA tournament. But right now, just accept your ass whooping when it comes to playing Clemson. In any case, we're going to go to the AAC. We got 6-4 East Carolina going into Denton, Texas to take on 5-5 North Texas.
So East Carolina, man. So I'm gonna put up the schedule. I mean, like, just give me 2 minutes to indulge myself with this, right? Because I have a point I want to make.
The stage is yours, my man.
But like, I love talking college football. So when we get into college football, you know how I am already.
Yeah, absolutely.
By far my favorite.
Man, do your thing.
So, all right. So North Texas, right? I'm trying to get North Texas is a 3-point favorite or 2.5-point favorite at home, which says you get 3 points for being at home. So in reality, East Carolina is a 0.5-point favorite in this game. So that's what that says. So I want to go over. So I predicted East Carolina to win 3 games at the beginning of this year. 3, right? So let's start from the beginning. They beat Norfolk State. Okay, not a big deal. Then they go on the road and beat Old Dominion, a team that just pushed South Carolina to the limits. Impressed me. All right, here's 2-0. They lost to App State after some bullshit calls and a field goal call back in the second field goal attempt. He missed it. They lost by 2, 21-19. Then Liberty beats them. Liberty, we know, is a good team. And then they turned around and beat UTSA, a team that was predicted to win their cup this year. East Carolina beats them. And then they fuck up and lose to trash Charlotte. So when that happened, East Carolina was 3-3, and Charlotte is trash. They lost 55-24, and I said East Carolina's done. East Carolina, like, they are what I thought they were. They're going to win 3 games. They right where I said they were. You know, and that's, you know, I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
For sure.
Well, they're 3-2 at that point. And then they lose to Army 45-28. And I'm like, you know how I feel about Army? I'm like, okay, so they're just getting beat down at this point. 2 weeks back to back, they done got beat down. Then they played Temple. Not a terrible team. They beat them 56-34.
Yeah.
And then they played Florida Atlantic, who's really good, and played Tom Herman and got his coach.
Well, they were good for a year, and now they find themselves on the receiving end of an ass kicking every week.
Yeah, you know, they fired Tom Herman. East Carolina beat the hell out of Florida Atlantic. And then I'm like, okay, 5-3. I see you. And then they played Tulsa. So here's where I was like, I remember East Carolina, if they're going to prove me wrong, beating Tulsa is going to have to be the way to do it. Because Tulsa was 3-6, but like all the games were close, and it's at Tulsa, and Tulsa has great culture in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And they went in and beat them pretty convincingly. So, like, give me East Carolina to upset North Texas.
I mean, hey, look, even Army beat North Texas 14-3. So I wouldn't even be surprised if East Carolina was to get the win over North Texas. So, yeah, I'll take that any day of the week. But, hey, if you ever find yourself looking, if you're a North Texas fan, be sure to, you know, maybe get your loved ones a coffee mug of North Texas, because whoever came up with the coffee mug design deserves a pay raise until the end of time. And you might want to look it up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is 100% worth it, I promise you. Oh, God. In any case, moving on, we got Wofford going into Columbia, South Carolina to take on the 18th ranked South Carolina Gamecocks.
So, what you're going to see here,
talk to him.
Gamecock fan, you all know me anyway. I don't need to introduce myself. I'm going to be there live, me and Emily. We're going to the game tomorrow, and I'm super excited, right? The North Sellers won't play past the first quarter in this game. South Carolina will be up 28-3 by the end of the first quarter, if not 28-0, maybe 21. Sometimes teams start slow. So I'll get to watch the North Sellers play a half of football at best, right? But at least I get to watch them play. Rocket Sanders is going to play half of football. And then I'll get to see what the future of South Carolina looks like when the backups come in. So I'm excited about this game. Give me the Gamecocks really fucking big.
Yeah, I'll take the Gamecock as well. Lenore Stellers has been playing lights out football. Rocket Sanders looking like Ashton Genty with a mix of Brandon Jacobs and Marshawn Lynch. Man, oh man, what that dude is doing in the backfield, I'm just like, yo.
Yeah.
Whatever team you go to, they'll be lucky to fucking have you.
Falcons. Let's go.
Oh man, if he goes to the Falcons, I might lose my shit for real. In any case, we got number 23 Missouri, who God, they're so unbalanced. They're basically fool's gold of college football as they find themselves going into Starksville, Mississippi to take on Mississippi State.
So the spread in this game is Missouri by 8. Missouri will win this game, but it will be close.
Yeah.
I'm taking, if I'm betting the spread, I'm betting Mississippi State covers that 8-point spread. It's at Mississippi State, too. The Cowbells are going to be loud, but give me Missouri for the win. They're pissed off, too, after Rocket Sanders scored in 15 seconds left in the playoffs, because that's what just happened. They just got knocked out of the playoffs, so they're pissed off. So they're definitely winning this game.
Yeah, I'll take Missouri as well. Yeah, it's not even close. One game that I definitely got my eyes on, especially leading up to the AAC championship and the annual December 14th game between Navy and this team. We got 19th ranked Army going into Yankee Stadium, Bronx, New York, to take on 6th ranked Notre Dame.
So I've seen a lot of people who don't know football this week, including our own Chris. I've seen people on ESPN. I've seen people on the Facebook groups and stuff. They're like, Army is going to win this game. Army's defense, this. Like, you live in Burger World. You fucking people live in Burger World. Like, they have the 134th, which means next to the easiest schedule, the number 2 schedule in the nation. No wonder they have 14 interceptions. They're not going to do that to Notre Dame. Like, Notre Dame's
look what Notre Dame did to fucking Navy. And in the back of my mind, I was actually optimistic. Hey, maybe Navy gives Notre Dame a run for their fucking money.
And I told you that was crazy talk. I told you that. And this is crazy talk I'm watching from the country right now. Notre Dame 35-10, and they put to bed any notion that Army should be in the fucking play. I'm Army guy. I love Army over Navy. I love our military, but I call it as I see it. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain. And Army does not fucking deserve to be there. And they're about to get fucking embarrassed in New York. I'm telling you right now. Great story, but they're not fucking hanging with Notre Dame. That shit's not finna happen. Give me Notre Dame scoring 5 touchdowns, 35-10.
Cheers to that. I mean, look, I know I'm in the Army right now. I know my stomping grounds are in the fucking Navy right now. But look, I have been a Notre Dame fan, born and raised throughout my entire life, but I can promise you this. Fucking Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, will demolish Army the same way that they did to the fucking Navy.
I mean, yeah, Army's better than Navy, but they're pretty close to the same. So yeah, give me Notre Dame big.
Oh yeah. I'll just go ahead off record and say this. I can't wait for December 14th for Navy Army. The uniforms that we are going to be seeing going into this game are fucking lit, both on the Army side and the Navy side. For the Army, we got the football team representing the 101st Airborne Division, and there's so many hidden details on that uniform. For the Navy, we got them rocking the Jolly Rogers uniform, and it is just a fucking whiteout. Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool. I can't wait to see Army Navy. Man, the Jolly Roger, the 101st. I love that game anyway. They could be wearing old school 1920s gold and blue, and I'm watching that game. So,
oh, for sure. But hey, look, I will say this, being biased towards Navy, the best uniforms they had, it was about 6-7 years ago. So for Navy, it was just Navy gold from their shoulder pads down, but their helmets, if you were a quarterback, you were an aircraft carrier. If you were I'm sorry, you're not topping that. You're not topping that anytime soon. Those helmet designs were just
so it's also illegal in college football to wear different helmets than anybody else on your team. They got a special provision because they're the military and they should.
Yeah. I mean, look, they had different helmets, but they had different ship designs on the helmets regarding of their positions. But that's just my take. Man, December 14th is just going to be one to watch. You're not going to want to miss it. Navy, Army, let's fucking go. Ain't nothing better. In any case, we got the number 12 ranked team that basically has a G5 group locked up going into Laramie?
Wyoming?
Yeah, they're playing Boise State is playing Wyoming.
Yeah, Laramie is where that is.
Okay.
So Wyoming and Boise State, all those great North states, they always played each other. It's really cool to watch Boise State play Montana when they did, because Boise State was FCS like the rest of them for so long, and Wyoming and Idaho and all that. So I love this. I love that they're playing Wyoming at Wyoming. It should be that way. I know it's a conference game, but I love it, is what I'm saying. Give me Boise State big.
Yeah, I'll take Boise State as well. They continue to lock up the G5 schools, and sorry, I'm trying to find Memphis in there somewhere, but looks like
they're not gonna be, just like I said.
Exactly.
I told him that was crazy talk. I told him.
Yeah, exactly. In any case, we're gonna go with a unranked game. We got Washington State going into Oregon to take on Oregon State.
So, the Pac-2 game. This is it. This is the only Pac-12 sanctioned game of the year right now.
What?
They're the only 2 members in until next year, when the rest of the other 6 join or whatever. They're 5, and they need 1 more to make 8 or whatever. So they're the only 2 members of the Pac-12 right now. The only 2. So this is the only Pac-12 game that we will get this year. Next year it'll be back to normal for the Pac-12, and they'll have so enjoy this shit. Washington State is going to win this game, but I want to watch this game. What time does it come on?
Let me double check. So for my time, 5 p.m. So 7 p.m. your time.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I'll be leaving the stadium, so I'll be watching on the way home. It's the only Pac-12 game of the year. I can't fucking wait. Washington State's gonna win, but I cannot fucking wait to watch, because the only one we get, the only winner wins the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Pac-12 championship game, y'all. This is it. The winner gets the crown. You're watching it mid-season. This is history being made. It's never been done before, ever. Like, this determines who wins. I mean, like, it'll go down in history. They'll have Pac-12 champions, and like, it matters. This game is important. I cannot wait.
Oh, I can't wait as well. I mean, look, I'm going to take Washington State over Oregon State, and man, I cannot wait for the rebuild of the Pac-12. The teams that are going to be coming in are just off the charts right now. In any case, this is an easy pick right now. We got number 7 Alabama going into Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Boomer Sooners.
So Oklahoma's got a lot better, no doubt, from where they were. But at the end of the day, South Carolina put a beat down on Oklahoma at Oklahoma. The talent is that much different in South Carolina, and Alabama and South Carolina talent level is very, very much alike, because we saw that on the road. South Carolina should have beat Alabama. It was 27-25, right? Make no mistake, Oklahoma cannot go into Bryant-Dennehy and win this game. It's just not going to happen. Give me Alabama.
Yeah, I'm taking Alabama as well. Next game up, we got number 15 Texas A&M going into Auburn, Alabama to take on a poorly seasoned Auburn team. And Texas A&M has definitely been a problem this year.
Auburn is trash, bro.
Yes.
Their coach is trash. Their quarterback is trash. Their offensive line is trash. Their wide receivers are the real deal, like 3 5-stars out there. But the problem is their defense isn't any good. The quarterback isn't any good. Their offensive line is the worst in the SEC, even behind Mississippi State at this point. Texas A&M is going to beat them down.
Oh, for sure. Now, we got an interesting matchup here. We got 22nd ranked Iowa State going into Salt Lake City, Utah to take on the Utes. Cam Rising, unless you're getting your fucking doctorates, move the fuck on.
Who's playing Utah?
Iowa State.
Oh, yeah. So Iowa State's another one of them Jekyll and Hyde teams.
Yeah,
losing games they shouldn't. But I said it in the beginning. Iowa State never broke my top 10. Did you notice that? Even when they were 7-8, no, they never broke it because they didn't deserve to be there.
I was gonna say, didn't they crack the top 10 at some point?
in the real top 10, yeah, not in mine.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But Utah, what is Utah's record now? 3-7.
Let's take a look here.
So
They are 4-6.
Four
So
and-
close.
Utah was preseason picked to win the Big 12, and they are 4-6. They are a disappointment. Iowa State, however, oh gosh, and they've lost the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
they
they could
were-
find themselves in a good bowl game. There's no doubt about that.
I think Iowa State could find themselves in a decent bowl game. They're 8-2. I don't think Utah has enough to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I trust Iowa State more than I do Utah. So I'm definitely going with Iowa State in this game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So next game up, this was brought up on your show with this team that I'm about to mention. We got Marshall going into Norfolk, Virginia to take on Old Dominion.
So that's some action there, right? Like I'm trying to get to it, but like the ESPN app, by the way, for being ESPN is the worst app on the market.
It really is. I mean, look, when you want to look up college football, they give you the top 25 rankings, but it's like, no, I want to see every college football game, not the top 25 rankings. Look, I get what you're doing. I get what you're trying to say, but no, there are some serious sport fans out here, obviously us included, that is just like, yo, we want to see what other games are going on right now. Forget the rankings.
Correct. 100%. So I'm looking at trying to look it up right now.
So Marshall is 7-3.
Correct.
Old Dominion is 4-6.
So yeah, so it's a Sun Belt contest, but both of those teams belong in the MAC. That's just Marshall 7-3 and Old Dominion's 4-6. I'm not buying Marshall. I'm not. Give me Old Dominion with the upset.
Interesting. I mean, I want to go off of record and everything like that, but yeah, I really could see Old Dominion pulling off the upset.
I mean, I'm looking at the team. Marshall. I mean, they beat App State pretty well, but they lost to Georgia Southern, bro. They lost to Ohio State, Virginia Tech, and then other than that, they beat Georgia State, who's a 2-win team, Royal Monroe, Southern Miss, who is the worst team. They beat Coastal Carolina, who's a vast disappointment. I give an Old Dominion their schedule. I know they had South Carolina on their schedule, right? So
I believe so. Yeah.
South Carolina, Virginia Tech. These are teams they put on their schedule outside of their conference slate. Got to give them their props. Give me Old Dominion by a field goal.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take Old Dominion in that bet as well. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take Old Dominion as well. Winning by a field goal. Hell yeah. Let's go with it. Any case, we got a SEC battle matchup between Vanderbilt going into Death Valley, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, LSU.
I mean, LSU?
Yeah, no surprise. I mean, look, losing to Alabama is one thing, but if Vanderbilt comes into y'all's home stadium and beats you, that is the nail in the coffin that Brian Kelly should be the fuck out of here during the off season.
It's at night. Vanderbilt's a very good team, but give me LSU.
Yeah, I'm still going to take LSU. All right, so final college football prediction of the night. We got a battle of California as the University of Spoiled Children go into Pasadena, California, aka the Rose Bowl, to take on UCLA.
So earlier in the year, I would have said that USC wins this game very big because UCLA is trash, and that's just the way it is. And I thought USC was at least going to be a bowl eligible team, right? And beating UCLA, they will be. So it's just like it's at the Rose Bowl, but UCLA has no fans. So the USC fans are going to take over the Rose Bowl because it's in LA anyway, right? So this is going to be a home game for Southern Cal. Give me Southern Cal to win this game. And
as much as I hate saying it, and I don't want to give a certain somebody the benefit of the doubt and bragging rights, I'm definitely going to have to go with the University of Spoiled Children. Yeah, I'll take them over UCLA any day of the week. But for right now, he is not a green carrot. Shut up, Pickle Rick. I know including him in the show was going to do some things. Anyways, we got some football NFL matchups that we got to make right now. We got Minnesota going into Soldier Field, Chicago to take on the Bears.
I love Caleb Williams, and I said at the beginning of the year the Bears would win 6 games, and everybody laughed at me.
Yeah.
The Bears are currently on trajectory to win 6 games, so I'm pretty happy with my thoughts there. It's in Chicago. Gosh, man, and Minnesota is so overrated, but the Bears have shown what they are the last couple weeks, and that's not a very good football team.
Overrated?
Yeah, they're overrated, bro. You know how I feel about
that Irish ass they are.
Yeah, they're overrated. They're going to get put out in the first round of the playoffs. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Give me the Vikings. Give me the Vikings. I don't know, 17-10, 17-14. I don't know.
I can see that. I mean, as long as I've lived in Chicago and, hey, I'm a Giants fan, obviously, as you can tell, till the day I die. But look, as long as the Bears don't play the Giants, I will fully support the Bears. In any case, in this matchup, I'm definitely taking the Vikings over the Bears. It's not even close. Anyways, we find the decimating Detroit Lions going into Indianapolis, Indiana to take on the Colts.
So I do think the Colts are a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't that good. Give me the Lions on the road by 14.
I mean, this might be the 4th game where the Lions put up a 50-piece on their opposing team.
I don't know if it'll get that ugly, but they'll definitely win comfortably.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Next game up, we got a battle of the AFC East as the New England Patriots go into Miami Gardens to take on the Dolphins.
Yeah, so Tua's back despite everybody's warnings against it, and he's playing really good football. Give me the Dolphins in this game.
Yeah, I mean, as good as Drake May has been playing since he got the start for under center, since Tua came back, I'm going to have to take the Dolphins as well. But, I mean, if Tua really decides to do something stupid and leave with his head and get another concussion in the back of my head, I'm taking the Patriots. But ultimately, I'm going with the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's in Miami too,
Yeah. Next game up, we got a returning Mike Evans as he comes back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, he's got an Italian mob boss to deal with Tommy DeVito as the Bucs go into East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the Giants.
I would love to pick the Giants because it puts the Bucs another game back, and my Falcons are kind of in a soft spot. They're not playing very well right now, so go Giants. But they're not winning this game. Give me the Bucs.
Yeah. Look, as much as I've loved DeVito, especially going back to last year and putting the Giants on a 3-game win streak with Mike Evans returning and Baker Mayfield still under center, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Bucs.
Yep.
Any case, speaking of the NFC East, we got a NFC East matchup as Dallas goes into Washington, or I should say Landover, Maryland, to take on the Washington Redskins.
So Washington is an 11-point favorite because the Cowboys are a disappointment. Washington's still not that good. I think Dallas wins this game. I think they win it straight up. Fuck the 10.5-point spread for the Commanders. Give me Dallas. Give me Dallas to upset Washington.
Pickle Rick, you hear that fucking shit?
Hey, I'm calling it now.
I mean, Dallas has just been on a fucking demise kind of season.
I'm not denying that. It's not a good matchup for the Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to say. It's just not. And the Cowboys have been getting beat down pretty bad, but at the same time, they still own wins over the Giants. They still own wins over the Steelers. I'm not ready to write them off quite yet, to be honest with you. Give me the Cowboys in the upset.
All right, fair enough. I mean, I respectfully disagree, and I'm going to take Washington, mostly because they really have more talent. They got Scary Terry. They have Brian Robinson. They have Jane Daniels, who easily could be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Austin Eckler. I mean, the Redskins are really stacked this year to make a really good playoff run.
Hey, look, like you do you. Give me the Cowboys.
All right, hey, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to come up with a stupid ass logic. If you know, you know. JD Vance, look. In any case, we got Kansas City going into Charlotte, North Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers.
I mean, the Panthers won 3 games, so I mean, fuck the Panthers, man. Kansas City. All hate aside, Kansas City's going to win this game pretty easy. They are probably the third best team in the NFL. And the Panthers are the third worst team. That doesn't bode well for the Panthers. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, I'll take the Chiefs as well. There's no doubt that the Chiefs should easily have more losses on their schedule, right, or on their record right now, especially with the games that they have been playing. But ultimately, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs over the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Next game up, we got the Tennessee Titans going into Houston Texans to take on the Texans. And this is the battle of the AFC South, mind you.
The Titans are winning the South, right? Yeah. Give me the Texans, man. Come on, quit playing with this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, give me the Texans as well. It's not even close. Mayonnaise Marauder, you can do whatever you can. Just make sure that you stay on your generational meme run, and yeah, I'm taking the Texans overall. Oh, God. But speaking of the AFC, we got a battle of the AFC West as the Denver Broncos going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders.
So, I said at the beginning of the year, the Broncos will win 9 games. And then on this very show, 2 people laughed at me and said, if you think the Broncos are winning 9 games, you're crazy, is what 2 people on this show told me. You don't know ball, is what 2 people on the show told me. So after they beat the Raiders this week,
they have a rookie under center, though.
And they will beat the Raiders this week. They will be at win number 7. So I just want to say, I told you so. The Broncos made some good acquisitions, and Bo Nix was that dude at Oregon. Like, let's not trip and pretend he wasn't. I'm just saying, give me the Broncos.
I don't even know what to say, but I mean, yeah, you're right. But at the same time, look at some of the other rookie quarterbacks that are performing right now. Look at Daniel Jones. The dude got paid 4 years, $160 million, and all because he had one good freaking year.
Hey,
But
Daniel Jones is not Bo Nix. Like, let's not trip. Playing at Duke and playing at Oregon and at Auburn. The dude was a beast at Auburn too. So he played in the highest levels of college football. He's playing in the AFC West. Everybody said Denver was going to win 3 games, except for me. And Bo Nix came out there and just performed the way I thought he would.
I mean, I'll agree to that. But at the same time, we got Bo Nix with Sean Payton as the head coach, and look what Denver's doing right
Sean
now.
Payton made Drew Brees look good, bro. That is the most overrated motherfucker that ever played. But he's a
whoa.
Well, he's not more overrated than Troy Aikman, but he's overrated.
Okay, I'll take that.
So, but without Sean Payton, Drew Brees is not where he is right now.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, I'll take that take. You know, Drew Brees is easily better than Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
Drew Brees definitely had a good offense when he was with the Saints and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the offense that Troy Aikman had, it wasn't even close. You had Emmitt Smith in the backfield. You had fucking Michael Irvin as one of your wide receivers. You had Deion Sanders as as part of your defense.
The greatest offensive line all time.
Facts.
Jason Witten out there as tight end. Jay Novacek out there as a tight end. I mean, it was easily one of the greatest offenses of all time. Imagine if they would have actually had a fucking quarterback.
Straight facts. But we do have a good compliment from Field Goal Productions. Oh, okay. Looks like Mr. Anderson has a little bit to take care of, but hey, that's okay. It's okay. All right. Anyways, moving on with the NFL, we got the San Francisco 49ers going into Lambeau, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to take on the Green Bay Packers. So from what I've seen, from what I've read, Jordan Love is going to be out for this game, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is actually going to be out for this game. So I'm actually going to take the Green Bay Packers in this matchup. Green Bay is favored for 5.5 points. On top of that, they are going, the San Francisco 49ers are going into Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay is definitely a very tough place to win. Shut up, Rick. Shut up, Pickle Rick. All right. Yeah, I know you're Pickle Rick. God damn, dude. But yeah, like I said, I like the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love under center with a very young team. Yeah, it comes as no surprise that the Green Bay Packers are going to get the win over the San Francisco 49ers. Especially with the fact that San Francisco has Brock Purdy out. And it really doesn't even matter that the Niners really have Nick Bosa. Anyways, it doesn't even matter that the Niners have Nick Bosa, arguably the best defensive end in the NFL right now. And that's if you include TJ Watt. But yeah, I'm definitely taking the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, so that is what I am going with. Next game up, we got a battle of the birds, baby. If you can actually believe this when I say this, The NFC West leading Arizona Cardinals going to Lumen Field, Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Man, is this going to be a fucking shootout when it comes to the NFC West. Like, I'm not even kidding. This is assuming that, Kyler Murray is like, oh, hey, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. that I can throw to. But ultimately, the Seahawks do have quite a few weapons that they can work with. They have Kenneth Walker III. They have DK Metcalf. They have Tyler Lockett. They have some really good weapons offensively. Meanwhile, hold up. The Cardinals have got a stacked offense as well. They have Trey McBride at tight end. They have James Fuck Cancer Connor in their running back position. They have Marvin Harrison Jr., who, if you are a fan of Lil Wayne, you best cue that music because he is out there stunting like his daddy. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an offensive shootout. It's not even going to be close. Man, as far as picking one team goes, man, it's going to be close. But I mean, with the Seahawks being in Seattle, or with the Seahawks being at home, I'm going to go ahead and have to take the Seahawks to get the win over the Arizona Cardinals. Hang on a sec. Apparently, the wife wants to chime in. What did you say? Know about what? So you got the Cardinals over the Seahawks? Oh man. All right. So the wife just wanted to play devil's advocate and say no. But since the Seahawks are playing at home, they're playing at Lumen Field in Seattle. God, Seattle is definitely a tough place to get a win at. Yeah. Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me if Seattle gets this win over the Arizona Cardinals. And this is a battle for first in the NFC West. Hello. Be sure to click the like and subscribe to my channel. Sorry. In any case, next game up. Hang on. Next game up, we got the Philadelphia we got Sunday Night Football as the Philadelphia Eagles head into SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, to take on the LA Rams. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and fucking say this shit, all right? There's a lot of teams out there. Look, I know the Giants don't play, or I know the Giants and Jets don't play in fucking New York. Shut up, Rick. I'm getting to the point. Yeah, I know you're Pickle Rick, all right? I know you're Pickle Rick. It's the fucking reason I won you in the first place. Jesus. Be sure to head to Dave and Buster's if you want to get your own fucking Pickle Rick. Look, I'll say this, all right? I know the Giants and Jets don't play in New York, and I know they play in New Jersey. That's understandable. But oh my God, the Giants and Jets should be called the New Jersey Giants and Jets because they play in a different state. Well, you know what? You know what I gotta say to that? You know what happens when you question the New York Giants and the New York Jets playing in a different state? I actually had a pen. This would make it a lot easier. But in any case, Kansas made the list! I will say this, though. If we're going off of that kind of logic, then the Dallas Cowboys shouldn't be called the Dallas Cowboys. Why? Because they play in fucking Arlington. So, basically, off of the logic that people are saying, oh, well, you know what? The Giants and Jets shouldn't be called the New York Giants and the New York Jets. They should be called the New Jersey Giants and the New Jersey Jets. Well, guess what? The Dallas Cowboys should be called the Arlington fucking Cowboys since they don't play in fucking Dallas. And same thing goes for the fucking Rams and the goddamn Chargers. They shouldn't be called the LA Chargers or the LA Rams. Instead, since they play outside of Los Angeles, they should be called the Inglewood Rams and the Inglewood Chargers. Say what you want to say in the comments, but I'm sticking to that fucking argument, and guess what? I'm gonna die on that fucking hill. In any case, we got for Sunday Night Football, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going into Inglewood, California, to take on the Inglewood fucking Rams. Now, the Eagles have been good in their last few games. There's no doubt about that. But on top of that, the Rams have just been playing that kind of football where it's like, we're basically seeing Matthew Stafford in his Detroit days. Like, hey, we're a football team, but guess what? We're not going away anytime soon. Ultimately, I'm going to have to take the Philadelphia Eagles over the Inglewood Rams. But for Monday Night Football, we got the Baltimore Ravens going into Inglewood, California to take on the Inglewood Chargers. Now, here's the part where I should call them the San Diego Chargers because they played in San Diego for so long. Ultimately, I think Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are going to have themselves a day. I got the Baltimore Ravens over the San Diego Chargers. However, that is all the time that we got for today. I hope y'all enjoyed Pelican Rick in the background. Look, I did a UFC live stream where, or I should say, I did a live stream of UFC 309. 45,000 total views. Everybody that viewed it, man. I pray to St. Michael the Archangel, y'all have good things coming your way. For the near 10,000 people that tuned in and saw this ugly motherfucker just providing commentary, man, again, I pray to St. Michael the Archangel that good things come your way as well. Again, I got some homework that I got to do. I have until Survivor Series War Games to look up the homework that I need to do and make sure that I can live stream Survivor Series War Games so that y'all can tune in and make sure you're not missing the action that I'm witnessing. But hey, it is what it is. real talk from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate y'all that tuned in and viewed this channel for UFC 309. In any case, hey, be sure to check me out this coming Sunday with Mac as the host of Game Day Countdown with Mac and James. We're going to recap the college football games that happened, and we're going to be making some more football predictions. And hey, Sunday night, be sure to tune in for Football Frame of Mindset. Look, I know the people that are the host of Football Frame of Mindset. Uh-oh. Hey, what's good, dude? Man. Look, as much as I hate saying this, you're tuning in to the bottom half of the portion, my guy. Again, I just pains me to say that. But like I said, Sunday night, be sure to tune in to Football Frame of Mindset. Look, I know the guys, they know their shit. You best believe they don't miss. On top of that, be sure to tune in every Monday night for Legends of the Squared Circle, where we talk about some of the top 5 lists of WWE history. This week, if I'm not mistaken, we got the uh-oh. Yo, J-Mo, what's up? What's up, dude? Welcome for the land down under. In any case, like I said, for Legends of the Square Circle, we have the top 5 finishers in WWE and the top 5 WWE video games. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. You're not going to want. Apologies. You're not going to want. You're not going to want to miss Sunday night. You're not going to want to miss Monday night, man. We are just here to have a good time. Hey, I'll see y'all on Sunday. Peace out.